Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to PBTV. I'm Stu, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Good to see you all. There's a few comments rolling in already, but we will get to this. This is a request actually last night. Someone messaged a brand new player to the sport, wanted to know various different types of lower face, specifically ones that fit to helmets and adjustable, everything like that. So rather than just get one or two out, we thought we'd get a comparison out. I've got the walk behind me as well. So this is mainly going to be focused on lower face, but obviously we've got some of the full face masks out, just so we can show what options are available. If you've got any questions, queries, how certain Face Pro works, what's good for what situation, a lot of it is personal preference. But if you've got any questions, by all means, drop them down below. Quips, comments, just anything like that. Personal experience with it, drop them down below. We'll flash them up and have a little bit of a chat about it. So this also sort of came up purely because of one of the recent videos we did about headshots in Airsoft. Are they allowed? Should it happen? This, that, and the other. The be-all and end-all of it is whether or not they are allowed or not, they are going to happen. Whether or not it's a stray round, the only thing they can see is you sticking your head round a corner. A head is going to be a target at some point, whether or not it's deliberate or not. So the only way, by choice, you don't have to wear lower face, but it's always recommended. The only way to prevent an impact to the face is to wear lower face. A lot of sites highly recommend it, but don't enforce it. There are some sites, especially in the States and I think some places in Europe, if you are playing indoors, it is 100% mandatory to be full face. And also, if you are under 18, here in the UK, you have to have full face covering in a various way of whether or not it be a full face mask or goggles and lower face. So there's loads of different options. Trying to get the comfiest version, I think that's key. Is it has to be comfy, it has to be versatile and work in various environments. So the basic, super basic option is simply a balaclava. So this is a simple cotton balaclava. It does have a skull printed on there, but you don't have to have that if you don't want it. So this is purely there to take the final impact off the BB as it comes in. It does cover the full head, so it covers your ears, a little bit of the back of the neck, side of the neck as well. So we're not just looking at this area here, it's also the side of the neck and everything like that to try and protect it a little bit. And anyone that's been hit in the ear know how much that can hurt as well. So all this is going to do is you're still going to feel the hit, but what it'll do is, especially at close range, sort of sub 5 meters or something like that, if there's an accident and you walk past a sniper and a round goes off, it's most likely going to prevent it breaking the skin. It's going to protect teeth, which is the main focus a lot of people wear lower face for. So this is the super basic, super budget version. And again, with a balaclava as well, you can either wear it fully up or you can just pull it down and wear it as just a lower face. So you can wear it in two different ways and just wear it as a lower mask, or you can then flick it up and cover the sides of the neck, the ears, and everything like that. If you want to step it up a little bit with the balaclava, there's another version of it. So this is a sort of almost like a mesh bit at the front here. So that, again, this is just a balaclava. Comes up, but the way that it's stitched, it can be folded back and just be a lower face like that. So this whole bit here is a little bit more mesh, allows a little bit more airflow and everything like that, making it a bit cooler. My personal problem with lower face is I just get too warm wearing it. So out of personal choice, I don't wear lower face because I just get too warm and it's very uncomfortable. The difference this one has, it has this rubber insert that sits in this little pocket here. So you slide it up, sit it in place, and what that does is it gives a bit more structure to the balaclava, so it's not just a bit of cotton or anything like that that can move around. It sits underneath the chin, cups over the nose, so it keeps the balaclava in place. And again, a BB is not going to get through this, so it's protecting teeth, it's protecting skin, and you're not going to be left with a large dental bill in case you get shot in the face. So this is the next step up. A lot of these are becoming very popular because they are the most streamlined, lightweight to protection level that you can get. This rubber it flexes, it moves with you. It's not cumbersome or anything like that. Very comfortable, very simple, and quite a simple way of protecting teeth and everything like that from an accidental BB hit or even a long range one. And again, with it being a balaclava, it's protecting ears, protecting the side of the neck, and very comfortable and very, very much in budget. The next step up from that is one that is permanently fixed in place. So the downside to this one, it is covering your face with multiple layers of fabric and the rubber. So speaking and talking to your mates can be muffled, can be a little bit more difficult unless you're using radios or anything like that. So the next version that we have is this. So it is very much similar with it being able to be folded down and run as a lower face, but it is a balaclava again. But this is a permanently stitched in metal mesh system. So again, much easier to breathe. You're not going to get that claustrophobic feel that you have with this. And you're just going to be a bit cooler, temperature-wise, maybe not actually cooler. But yeah, so this is a slightly different version of it. This one also has cutouts in the sides, allowing for sort of slightly better hearing, maybe. If you're wearing comms systems over the top of it, it's much easier. And also with this, we've got John. Is the open front mesh an issue with a BB dust getting into your mouth? So the open mesh, I presume you mean with this. If paint or anything comes off this or anything like that, I've not really heard of much of it, but if a BB hits this, then having a little bit of dust go into your mouth is probably a little bit better than a BB travelling at whatever speed it is, especially at close range. So most of the time when I'm talking about lower face and everything like that, it is worst case scenario of walking past a window, a sniper sort of backed up a little bit, walking past, and him accidentally shooting you from within maybe minimum engagement, and anything like that. So with it being worst case scenario, these are going to take a 500 FPS or a over 2 joule shot from point blank. So not much, or if anything, is actually going to physically break off these. What I will recommend with mesh is when they do start getting old, you will get, because it is metal and you're breathing on it and the moisture, and when it takes some chips, you're going to take the paint off it. They are going to start to rust after a while. Replace them. They are very, very cheap, so don't think that you've got to keep it forever. My recommendation is once they've taken a couple of shots, replace them with something new. You've not got all the rust and the debris on the front of it, and they're super cheap. That is the sort of benefit to the one that has the rubber part of it. This is hidden inside, so there's no metal parts to this, but the metal is, it's much easier to breathe through. You're going to be slightly more comfortable with it, even though it is a rigid system, and it can be bent and twisted into place to make it super, super comfortable. If you're not wanting a full balaclava though, if that's not your cup of tea, there are the simple fabric lower face systems. So it's got the same mesh system that is in the front of this, hard mesh that can be bent and twisted and everything like that, but what they have on the side is a fabric system here, and this is just a lower face, so you can wear this with a cap as it is, covers your ears. There's a lot of people that are very, very fearful of getting their ears shot because it does suck a lot. It is probably one of the most painful places to get shot. If you've never been hit in the ear, I'd recommend either wearing some comms or something, because it does suck a lot. So with this one, it gives you that freedom to be able to drop it on and off. You're not stuck with a full balaclava or anything like that. The breathable fabric that's in the side keeps it away from the face and does allow a lot of airflow through it. So it's very, very similar to the balaclava, but gives a slightly more versatile and a much more sturdy ear protection. Coming on to the one that was a bit more specific for the lad that was messaging us last night. So this is a solid plastic sort of mesh combo. The great thing is this, it is sort of slightly customizable as well. So you have the mesh in the front, making it easier to breathe, easier to talk to your mates and communicate and everything like that. But the entire thing is solid plastic, so if a BB hits this, it's going to bounce off and you're not going to take any hits to the cheeks, face or nose or anything like that. The mesh as well, it takes plenty of shots. The reason why I've brought this one out as well is this gives you options. The straps, again, you could just wear this with a baseball cap or just as is with your iPro and you are good to go. But inside the packaging for this one, you get some arc rail style adapters. So what that means is you can replace the straps on the side with these, meaning that when this is on your helmet, it literally clicks on and off, and it is literally as simple as clicking it in. So what you can do is when you finish the game, you just click the two bits on the side, it comes off and you can carry on, and then you can just click it back on rather than moving around with elastic or anything like that. It's the system that he was trying to find on the website, and wondered whether or not it was possible that if you are wearing a helmet, you can take it off and put the strap on if you're just wearing your baseball cap. But again, if you want to put these on your helmet, you can swap it out and just click this on and wear your helmet and a lower face. So if a helmet doesn't come with lower face or protection, you can get a version that has it. Very, very simple swap over. The Allen key is in the box, in the bag with it, and it's just 3 screws, and you can swap it over, and these sit very, very comfortable. Jai on YouTube. Is it easy to get a cheek weld with the solid plastic mesh mask? It is going to be slightly difficult because obviously what I'd recommend if you are planning on getting lower face and mesh and everything like that, take into account not being able to get down on stock as much. Maybe get a riser, a high mount T1 or anything like that, a 45-degree mount as well if you're not wanting to view perfectly upwards, or if you're looking at some of the Umarex products, get a sort of, they have the drop stock. So for example, the 45, the UMG 45, and things like that, the stock is much, much lower than the RIS. So having being able to get down, you don't have to do a full cheek weld. In Airsoft is a constant, very, very hard, solid cheek weld necessary. A lot of people do like it. It keeps it solid. It makes you more accurate, but it's not massively important. As long as you can get eyes down your optic, you're fine. And this was just an option they had. And again, if you are wanting to get into one of them positions, and because lower face is optional, and you're crouched down, you're in a bush, or you're in a very static position, with this one, with the helmet set up, you can just click it off, meaning you can get into a much lower position, and you've got a bit more versatility going on. Stephen on Facebook, just got a walk, end of all issues. Well, since he's just brought it up, we'll bring the walk out. So what he means by that, this is the walk helmet. So this is what is currently deemed as maybe top of the line when it comes to helmet, eye pro, lower face, and absolutely everything thrown into one. They are expensive, but again, they have everything. They are super, super popular. I don't think I've been to a game day in a long time and not seen at least one person wearing one of these. So what this is a fast style helmet with a sort of elongated backside. You do have the NV mount and the elasticated sections, arc rails on either side. You then have a thermal lens, so an anti-fog thermal lens that keeps a layer of air between 2 thin bits of plastic, so it doesn't allow condensation to form on one side, and then you have a full lower face. What's really good about this, it is massively away from the face, so there's loads of room in there for air to flow. You can get comms sets for it. You can get all sorts of extra bits and bats. It is fully customizable. It has the adjustable neck strap at the back. So if this is something that you're after, that's maybe not in the sort of dye mask sort of range or something like that, you want something a little bit more tactical without having a helmet and everything on there, these are very, very cool. Again, the downside out of these that you will have to work around is the fact that getting a very, very good cheek weld and getting down on a platform can be a little bit more difficult. But once you've got, once you've worked it out and got round it, these things are that popular that people must have sussed it out. So thermal lenses, so they're never going to fog. You've got the mesh at the bottom, and it all does click off. There are buttons and stuff on the side to remove the lower face, so you can change bits out. They're fully customizable. You can get different lenses. You can get all sorts of stuff. And again, you can throw NV on it. You can throw arc systems on it. You can throw comms on it. All sorts of stuff. They are very, very, very cool. But just watch out for your budget, because they do cost quite a substantial bit more. So, if that is a little bit too out of budget, the other option with a thermal system, and again, I've just brought this out because people are asking about lower face, so this is a built-in system. So this is the Vulcan MI7 mask. So again, a lot of people going to their first game and renting a rope like that will probably have seen one of these. Very much in budget and very cheap to sort of get your hands on it, especially if you're starting off. And again, they do have the thermal lens, so fogging's not really going to be an option. And they're a little bit more comfortable. You might struggle to get your cheek weld a little bit, but it's just one of the things that you will have to deal with. Looking into it, it does look very cloudy and a bit hard to see through. That's because when these come out of the box, they have got a protective film on there. So you'll have to peel that off, and then it is good to go. I've not taken it off, because obviously this might end up going to someone. So we'll leave that for them to do. Again, these are fully adjustable with the chin straps and back straps, and the peak cap can come off if you're not wanting this. This can click off, and you can change it. There are can be available in different colours and everything like that, but we currently have the black and tan ones, I think. But we've covered loads there. If there's any final questions, please ask them. We'll try and cover them before we disappear, but basically this was just a quick look at sort of anything from a balaclava. There's balaclava with inserts, just the primary lower face, so the mesh inside a balaclava. You want ear protection with a lower face mask. You can wear this with like baseball caps or just as is, but a lot of people were asking how many different options are there and which lower face should I be using. Again, it's personal preference. My personal preference is I don't run it, and that I take the personal risk that if I get shot in the face, it's down to me. It's my fault. The other side of it is you can find something that probably does work for you. I don't wear it because I get too warm, I get uncomfortable, and it just doesn't work for me. And it adds to the fogging system. Even if I run an X fog or anything on my helmet, it just compounds the fogging issue. So I, as a personal choice, don't wear one. I always recommend that you wear something, even if it's just a balaclava that you have around your neck and you think you're going to go into a CQB place. You can just lift it up, look into the door, advance in, and then drop it back down again. I know a lot of people run things like that, just like the little tube bits of fabric, have them around your neck, lift it up, go through the bit where you think it might be a bit tight, and then drop it back down, and you're good to go. If you wanted to go for that full system of with the helmet and a click-on lower face, that's possible. Full face masks are possible. And then if you want to go full shebang, the walk helmets are available as well. And these give the option for NV, the aftermarket comms system that fits inside it. You've got the thermal lenses. You've got the mesh lower. I was very, very surprised that when these first came out, how popular they were. They don't fit. Not really my cup of tea, but people wanting that full face, just no fog, absolutely everything. You've got the helmet, you've got the arc rails for torches and anything else you want like that. You can stick your GoPro on there if you want. You've got all the options in one thing, ready and good to go, and it is one size fits all as well. And they are customizable, and there's loads of different variants available. But that's everything for today. Thought we'd come out and just have a chat about what's been going on with things like that. And this has obviously come from the headshots, should they be allowed or not. At the end of the day, at some point you are going to get shot in the head, so get yourself one of these and you might help yourself protect against it. But if that's everything, I hope you can get out and enjoy your weekend. If you go into a game, tag us in some pictures. We'll more than likely share them about, throw them on our story, and see where you've been for the weekend. But if that's everything for today, I'll see you again on Monday in a bit.